Benji, always with me, right here. Right, welcome to Tea and Empathy, episode 2. And I returned from my Cyprus holiday to a few fun things that had come in the post, which I'd like to show you. First of all, this is something I've wanted for about 20 years. I didn't think that it was possible to get them. Hold on. This is an actual unboxing. I saw this being used on a YouTube video recently, and that's what reminded me. I've always wanted one, and it looks amazing. I'm so excited to show you. Hello? It's a microphone, and it's XLR at the other end. It's a proper microphone. I can plug it in and use it to sing through. It's so cute! It even sounds like a telephone. This is made by Trash Talk Audio. I'll put a link in the description box because I think what they're doing is so cool. I did consider getting a red one so that it could match the cover of my album Exotic Monsters, but I thought pink was more fun. So this fun microphone will be coming to a live stream near you very soon, and to the new Penfriend album. Why not? Bye for now. Clunk. Had a couple of other things come in the mail today. The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Beep by Sarah Knight is a book that changed my life a few years ago. Tim bought it for me for my birthday. I think he thought I was taking too much beep from people and situations, and bought this for me to empower me, and I very much appreciate the gift. This book came up in conversation in the latest episode of my Creative Spaces series with a wonderful artist called Do Blonde. So I decided to get Beth a copy of the book and send it in the post to say thank you. I think you'll enjoy that video, by the way. It's very, very funny. It's astonishing.
Eesh.
The other thing that came in the post today is this! The new Jim Bob album. I've actually heard this already. I was sent a link a few weeks ago to listen to it, which was very exciting and not at all expected. And so even though I'm only now opening my beautiful CD, I can tell you that it is brilliant and you should have a listen. The artwork by Stuff by Mark is always brilliant as well. So just a lovely package of stuff. I'm now very excited to drive somewhere in my car and have a proper listen. The other book I'm reading at the moment is this one. So you can imagine my surprise and delight on Wednesday when I went to Cardiff to see Daniel Kitson perform his brilliant work in progress stand-up, to run into this friend on the way. I've never met Big Bird before, have you? So they're just a few of the things I'm excited about at the moment, but I'm also excited about answering your questions. For this episode, I'm theming them all around my side project, Obey Robots. If you haven't heard of Obey Robots yet, it's a duo featuring myself and Rat from Ned's Atomic Dustbin, and we released our album 1 in 1,000 at the end of February 2023. Yes, I've gathered together your questions about that project and I'm going to answer them in the next 6 minutes. Starting now. James Chamberlain asks, can you think of other bands where a member has come from another project clearly bringing their own sound like Rat has done here? As a long-time Ned's fan, I hadn't realised until Obey Robots just how much of Ned's sound is Rat. No. Simon Kisner asks, how do you know which project gets which songs? Has anything that started as a Penfriend idea ended up on 1 in 1,000? And have any ideas from 1 in 1,000 been put to the side for the next Penfriend album? How do you organise ideas? Okay, in this situation, the songs are completely separate. All of the songs on 1 in 1,000 came from guitar ideas that Rat recorded. So he would send me verse ideas, chorus ideas, whatnot, and I would cut them up and move them around completely as I wanted to suit whatever melodies I was coming up with over the top of his guitar ideas, creating the song's structures. And then I layered bass, drum ideas, synth ideas, backing vocals and everything else on top. I like to keep my solo music very solo. I will always write those songs. I do occasionally get other musicians involved, but that would be very much to my specification. How do I organise ideas? I record a lot of voice memos on my phone and then I upload them to Dropbox. Every now and again, I'll remember to drag all of those things over into my ideas library folder on my desktop computer. And then whenever I decide I'm writing music, I'll listen through and see if any particularly pique my interest and then work on them. Rob Burnett asks, what was the easiest and hardest song to get done on the Obey Robots album? The easiest was Super Connected and the hardest was Glitter to Dust. But only because that song is so raw and emotional that I found it incredibly hard to sing. So I really had to wait until a day when I could actually deal with those emotions to be able to record that song. Yes, that was why it was hardest. Super Connected was easiest just because it came together really quickly and almost immediately sounded like it does sound on the record now. So I had the acoustic guitar idea from Rat that I moved around and built upon, and I feel like it was all done within the space of a day really, including the drum patterns that I programmed, which are exactly the same on the record as on the demo. Speaking of demos, Vince Nickel asks, any chance of a Demos and Rarities CD to go along with 1 in 1,000, as you have done with the She Makes War and Penfriend albums? I am known for releasing my demos and rarities alongside my studio albums, but in this case there weren't really any separate demos. I record in Logic Pro X, and when Rat sent me his guitar parts, I put them straight into projects and just built them up from there. So there was never a situation like I have with my solo music where I'm just figuring out the song and doing a demo, and then I re-record everything for the proper studio version of the song. I tried to find something like that to share with you because I love showing the process of making music, but all I have are some out-of-tune versions of the songs that I really wouldn't want to play to my worst enemy, so no. What I do have to share with you are some more videos showing the making of some of those songs, and they're going to be coming up in the next few months, so make sure you're subscribed so you can see them. Nick Silas asks, if Inside Out had been included on the album, where would it be in the track listing? The answer, Nick, is nowhere. That's why it's not on the album. It just didn't fit. I had the same issue with a couple of Penfriend songs. The Only Way Out is through, and Everything Looks Normal in the Sunshine. In my opinion, as the creator of the music, those two songs did not fit on my 2021 album, Exotic Monsters. Likewise, Inside Out does not fit on 1 in 1,000. That's why it's not there. Bruce Burnett asks, what's next for Penfriend and Obey Robots? I can only really answer for Penfriend, and that is a new album. I am starting work on Penfriend 2 at the moment. That's obviously not the title of the album. That is a fun surprise for me to share with you later. So I'm focusing on that at the moment. Richard asks, where did the name Obey Robots come from? I've noticed that it sort of features in Porcupine. Which came first? Well, the lyrics for Porcupine were only finished in January 2022, and the name came about at the end of 2020. Ugh, is that right? I picked it out from some lyric ideas that I wrote down when I was in Potsdam, Germany, a few years before that, on tour. And what had prompted me to write that phrase was going on a bicycle tour around Potsdam and being really quite disgusted by the amount of tourist photography going on. And for whatever reason at the time it really bothered me that our tour guide kept stopping and saying, take a picture here, take a picture here, and people just seemed to be obeying him. I found it to be gross and annoying because I really love photography and I really love people expressing their creativity, but that didn't seem to really mesh with being told exactly when to take a picture. So I started doing this thing where everyone would be taking the same picture of the same big monument, and I just sort of turned around and took a picture of whatever was in the opposite direction, or just didn't take a picture at all. I was in a joyless mood that day. But then I started writing stuff down which I thought might become lyrics someday. Something about ghastly snappers with selfie sticks and Obey Robots. And I'm glad I wrote those notes down because when I was searching for something else on my computer, that note popped up. And it was just about the time that Rat and I were talking about what we should call the project. We had a big list of terrible names, and I just threw this one in, and Rat loved it. And I obviously couldn't have predicted the resonance that phrase would have in the year of the album's release, 2023, when it's all AI this, AI that. So yeah, I'm really glad I wrote those quite bitter notes on my trip. Mick and Buffy asks, did you ever see Ned's live? Sadly not, but I hear they're very good. I hope that shed some light on the writing and recording process for 1 in 1,000 and all things to do with Obey Robots. If you have a question you'd like to ask about Obey Robots, about Penfriend, about my previous project She Makes War, about video making, photography, or any of the other stuff that you've seen me do or talk about, please always feel free to leave a comment. This is going to be a regular series where I can just sit and have a casual chat with you, so please do get involved if you'd like to. If you haven't picked up your copy of 1 in 1,000 yet, you'll find a link to my shop in the description box below. We're running very low on vinyl, cassettes and hardback lyric books. Plus there are CDs, t-shirts and hoodies available. This has been lovely. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Clunk.